Hello everyone, I'm Jay, your host at Everything Cloud Platform. Welcome to this session on VI Editor. It's a text editor, a program used for creating and modifying text files. It's a very popular editor out there that's available by default on most of the Linux distributions out there. You'll find it on CentOS, Debian, Red Hat, your macOS, and so on and so forth. So you'll find it very handy to really be able to use the VI editor effectively. It works on the command line interface, the CLI. It operates within a terminal without a GUI. It's prevalent in Unix-like systems, commonly found on Linux, macOS, and other Unix-based systems. It was first released way back in 1976, but still is very popular and widely used today. It's powerful. Despite its age, it offers efficient text editing features. So let's dive into it. Here is the agenda for the VI editor session. We'll start with looking at some basic navigation commands, like how do you enter into a file and how do you then go up and down and navigate within the file. We'll then look at some how do you go about editing the file, like inserting lines, inserting words, or deleting, or copy pasting, and so on and so forth. We'll then look at some search and replace features. Those can come in very handy as you are working on Linux servers. Then we'll look at how do you go about, say, doing some configuration, setting up some configuration parameters for your VI editor. And finally, we'll look at a cheat sheet that is available out there on my GitHub repo that you can readily use. If you are very curious, you go ahead and use that cheat sheet. That will come very handy for you as you work in Linux and using VI. Here are some basic navigation commands. If I do a vi temp.txt, now we want to navigate around the file, right? Go up and down, go through the lines and so on and so forth. What we'll do is see arrow keys, like I mentioned. Yes, you can. Now look at the keys J, K, H, and L. H takes you on the left. L takes you on the right. You see that? H left and L on the right. J takes you down, K takes you up. So J, K, H, and L. Now I don't have any clue why J takes you down and K takes you up. That's the way Linux system designers decided to take forward. But JKHL, use have those keys in mind. That will help you move up, down, left, and right. All right. Now, if you want to say move one word forward, forward and backward by a word, you can use the commands W, the words W, letters W and B. W moves one word forward, and B moves one word backward. W and B. To demonstrate this better, maybe we insert a line and say this is a test line with multiple words. All right, just to demonstrate. Now we haven't looked at the insert mode yet, so don't worry about that. We'll get to that. We're just looking at the navigation. Like I said, B navigates one word back, W moves it forward, right? And we said H is taking you back one letter at a time, L is moving forward, J moving down, K moving up. That's how you navigate through the file. Now, how do you get to the top of the file or bottom of the file? If you hit GG, like lowercase g and lowercase g, like 2 times lowercase g, you get to the top of the file. If you hit capital G, you get to the end of file. Right? So lowercase gg, top of the file, uppercase G, bottom of the file. Now, if you want to go to a specific line, you see the line numbers on the left. If you want to go to a specific line, you can do say 5 capital G. So I'm on the line 5th. I can say 22 capital G. That I'm on line 22. And if you want to go to a specific line, there is another way other than doing N, G, N in the sense N is the number. and then capital G. What you can do is go to the command line of the VI editor by hitting colon. If I do a colon and now say 23, I'm at line 23. If I go this and say 1, 2, yeah, I get to the line number 12. So these are some basic navigations on how do you find your way in a VI editor file. Let's look at how do you go about editing a file, that is doing some insert operations, delete, copy and paste that you regularly will need to perform. So let's go into the file. Remember, we made some of these changes as we were playing around with the file. So insert, let's look at the insert first. The commands for those are the lowercase I and the uppercase I. The lowercase I, so we are playing on the line 3 here. The lowercase I inserts left of the cursor. So if I do an lowercase I here and start typing, it started right on the left of the cursor. I escape, and that's how you escape out of the insert mode, right? So you did an lowercase I to start inserting and typing, and you escape to get done with the editing, right? And if you want to insert on the left of the line, like start of the line, regardless of where you are in the line, you do a capital I. An uppercase I will will get into an insert mode at the start of the line, and here is where you can start then typing. I escape, and you are escaped out of the insert mode. So that's lowercase I and uppercase I. Lowercase I, insert left of the cursor. Uppercase I, insert left of the line. And now insert right of the cursor and right of the line. And the commands for that, those are lowercase a and uppercase a. So if I want to insert right of the cursor, I do an insert and now start typing, right? So that's my right of the cursor. And right of the line really would be towards the end of the line, right? If you want to start inserting towards the end of the line, so I need to escape out so that I'm in the command mode, and I do a capital A, I get to the end of line. Escape. If I do now, I'm trying to edit towards the end of the line, I hit capital A and I'll start typing here. Right, so that's how you navigate. So lowercase I, uppercase I, lowercase a, uppercase a. And now say if I want to start editing in a new line after line number 5, you open the commands for opening a line below and above are small caps, lowercase o and uppercase o, lowercase o and uppercase o. I hit escape so that I'm in a command mode. I hit lowercase o, I start typing here. All right, I hit escape, and if I want to start a new line above the line I am in, I hit uppercase O and I start typing here, right? So we saw how you can do the insert operation using 3 letters I, A and O. Lowercase and uppercase have different functions. Here is a quick summary of the insert operations you saw. Lowercase I inserts left of the cursor. Uppercase I, left of the line. Lowercase a inserts right of the cursor. Uppercase a inserts right of the line. Lowercase o opens a new line below the cursor. Uppercase O opens a new line above the cursor. Here is how you go about deleting and copy pasting. So if I do a DD, like lowercase d, 2 times lowercase d, I'm deleting the row I am on right now. So I do a DD, I delete Connecticut. I'm on line Florida, I do a DD, that line is gone. Say if I want to delete the 5 rows from where I am. So I'll delete Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, and Indiana. I do a 5 DD, those 5 lines are gone, right? And say if I want to, DD and number DD, that helps you delete the lines. Now if I want to do a single word delete, like there are many words on this line, I want to do a single word delete, like I want to delete this and then is, then a test. Instead of doing a, using your delete key on the keyboard, that will start deleting one letter by one letter. I want to do use the VI editor command. So I'll do a DW, lowercase dw, that this is gone. Lowercase dw again, is gone. I want to delete the word test. I navigate the cursor there, lowercase dw, that is gone. Lowercase dw, that is gone. So that's the D. Now say if you are on this line and you want to just delete everything after your cursor, you might run into that need multiple times, right? As you are editing the files, oh, I want to just take away everything after my cursor, and that's my capital D. That's what I do. All right, so that's how you delete stuff. Now let's take a quick peek at how will you copy. And the command for copy, ironically, is YY. So lowercase y twice, copy, and Y stands for yank, and that's why you see Y. So copy and paste. Copy is YY, and paste is lowercase p pastes below, and uppercase P as in Patrick, pastes above the line. So if I want to copy, say, Kansas, I do a YY and paste. That's how it pasted below. Now if I want to say copy Delaware and paste it above, I do a YY and do a capital P, and I pasted it above, right? So that's how you do a quick copy paste. Here's the summary of delete and copy paste. Lowercase dd, delete the current line. 5dd deletes the 5 lines below. DW deletes a single word. Uppercase D deletes to the end of line. YY is to copy, that is yank the current line. P is to paste below, and uppercase P is to paste above. Here is how you do search and replace using VI editor. So to do this for the temp, we have made a lot of changes in the temp.txt file. What I'll do is I'll just remove this temp.txt and I will recopy it from the states.csv and make a new copy of it. Now let's get into the file and start playing with it. Say if I want to find, I know there are two states, with North Carolina and South Carolina. If I want to search Carolina, let me do a Carolina search. Yeah, it finds, and the way you navigate through the search findings, search results, you do N as in Nancy, capital lowercase n. So if I do a lowercase n, it just keeps circling back. And that's how you search. Now if I do say Carolina with no capital C, it still finds the results. It still finds the same result, and that is because there is a configuration out there that enables the ignore case versus no ignore case. So if I now want to say do a set no IC, that's how you change the VI configurations, right? So if I do a set no IC, and now let's do a search on Carolina without the capital C. Now the pattern not found, right? Because we said no ignore case. Now it's looking for Carolina case sensitive search. I changed that setting back to set ignore case. And now if I search for Carolina, I will be able to find that. So that's how you do searches in VI editor. You can also look for, say, I'll show you one feature. You can have your regex patterns applied as well. And I'll show you a brief example, and then you can explore on your own. Say if I want to search for KA, all right. And I just scroll through. All right, 1 second. I'll search for KA. Yeah, it's finding all the options. So it navigates to Alaska, then Arkansas, then Kansas as well. Notice that, and Nebraska. So there are like 4 occurrences here. In one occurrence, Kansas starts with KA. and in the others, the KA occurs somewhere, within the word. Now, say if your requirement is you only want to limit you want to limit your search to the lines starting with KA. What you can do is do a this caret sign and do a KA. Now the only search result is if I'm hitting N multiple times, you're just seeing Kansas. So that's how you apply some regex patterns to your searches. Now, we looked at search features. Now, take a quick peek at how you will go about, say, replacing something. Say, if I want to replace, if I want to replace, say, in the Carolina, I want to remove that Carolina word with, say, India. Now, if I want in the command, the syntax goes like this. I do G/ the search string, which is Carolina, and then /s, and say a double slash, and then the search, the replace string, followed by /g. That's the command. And if you now look at this, the South Carolina is changed to South India, and there is a North India line 34 that North Carolina got changed to North India. If I hit U, that undoes. So that's your undo command for the last change that we made. And now both of your North and South Carolinas are undone with the lowercase u. That's a quick recap of all the search and replace commands we looked at. The colon / and that's how you find a word. And you looked at the set IC versus set no IC for changing the case sensitive versus insensitive, and we looked at the syntax of how do you go about doing a search and replace. We also looked at how you can undo the last change. Here is how you go about playing with your VI editor configuration. So let's get back into our temp.txt. You see the line numbers there coming up by default. Say if I want to change that setting, what I can do is set, that's how you set parameters. So if I do a set no number, that takes the number away. If I do a set number, I get the number, the line numbers back. And we looked at say set IC versus set no IC when we were doing the search and replace, right? So that's another parameter that we looked at. One more parameter, for example, is say set no list or set list. That shows the invisible characters. At times, when you will have some binary files or things like that, you will have some invisible characters, and if you want to look at those, then you will need to have this parameter set list that shows the invisible characters. I can change it back to set no list, and that takes the invisible characters away. Now, how do you know what all parameters out there are available for you to play with? If I do a set all, there is a laundry list of these. Honestly, I'm not sure how you will, what would be that situation that you will need to use any or all of this. That's a little too much to cover in this session. You'll just need to know a few, and that you might find beneficial for you. So I do an exit. I hit a Q, and I get back here. I hit /Q star or Q exclamation mark. I get out of the editing mode from the file without saving the changes. Now, say if you want to make some of these configuration settings permanent. Say if when I'm doing a vi temp.txt, by default I'm seeing the line numbers there. Maybe that's my setting that I want, but what if you want to have this default setting change? And that's where like you have your bash profile, similarly there is a vim profile as well. So if I do a vim profile, that's in my home drive. If I do a vim of this .vimrc, this is where you set your initial configuration parameters. So I have set these two parameters here, set number and set ignore case. Those are my default settings that are in my Vim configuration profile. And that's how you go about playing around with the VI editor configuration parameters. Well, I love the 80-20 principle. Everything that we saw, that's like 20% of effort gives you 80% of the results. But if you are someone who finds yourselves in a situation that you need to like dig deeper into everything in that VI editor can offer, keep this SRE Bootcamp repo, which is a public repo, as you can see in my GitHub account, handy with you. And go to this cheat sheets folder in here. There are others as well, but this is the VI cheat sheet that is available for you for your quick reference. And there are a lot of commands that outside of what we covered. And if you really are curious and you want to dig deeper, be my guest and please go ahead and practice using this cheat sheet and keep this handy for your ready reference as you work in Linux. Here's the recap of what we did in this session today. We looked at the basic navigation commands using a lowercase j, k, h, l, w, b, gg, and uppercase g. We looked at edit operations using I, A, O, and DD, DW, uppercase D, YY for copying or yanking, and P for pasting, and so on and so forth. We looked at the search and replace operations using the slash operator. We looked at the configuration parameters using the :set, and how do you go about making some of these configuration settings permanent by having those values in your Vim bash Vim profile file. And finally, we looked at the VI cheat sheet available on SRE Bootcamp on my GitHub repo. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. If you like the content, please do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos are posted. If you are genuinely interested in learning all the foundational skills around SRE and platform engineering in general, stick around on this channel on Everything Cloud Platform and follow along all the videos that are posted. I'm sure you'll find value for your time. Hope you had a wonderful time, and I will see you in the next session.